Up with KREM begins now.
7:30 now. This morning, Washington is moving forward in the COVID-19 vaccine distribution. This morning, only a select group of people are eligible in the next phase. We'll explain why in just a few minutes.
And this morning, I'll answer a couple of questions we've been hearing a lot, like are smokers near the front of the line to get the vaccine? That's coming up in just a couple of minutes here on Up with KREM.
And from local high school sports decision to Michael Chiesa's return to the octagon, plenty is happening across our local sports world. This morning, we've got you covered on what you need to know.
And a little bit of cloud cover moving in early on this morning as snow falls to our south. I'll let you know about our next chances of seeing some of that here in Spokane.
7:30 on our Thursday morning. Welcome back to Up with KREM. I'm Jen York. We continue to track breaking news this morning. Right now, roads are back open in downtown Spokane. This follows an earlier investigation. Nicole Hernandez is joining us now live with an update. Hi, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, Jen. So crews have left the scene at this point and have opened up 2nd Avenue here in downtown Spokane. You can see here at Gina's, right above Gina's and those apartment complexes where this started earlier this morning. So it started when people called 911 because they smelled smoke. Crews actually came completely prepared for a potential fire because of that call for smoke. But when they showed up, there was no fire, luckily. So there were several crews here. They had their ladder up just in case anything happened, but luckily nothing did end up happening. They said it ended up being actually a furnace that overheated that made that smell of smoke. So everything was precautionary as they had several crews out here. They closed off this 2nd Avenue between Post and Lincoln, but now we are back to normal again. Crews continued, made sure everything was going to be okay here in this building, cleaned up everything that they had gotten out, and then they were on their way, and now the road is back open again. So if you're driving around downtown Spokane, if you saw that earlier, that's what happened, and now you should be clear and good to go to get around just like normal. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, Nicole, thank you so much for that update. 7:32 now, and turning our attention outside, we want to check in with Jeremy Legoo. Hi, Jeremy.
Oh, well, good morning, Jen. Good morning, everybody watching at home. It is another chilly start to the day. Temperatures down in the 20s early on for much of the inland northwest. Bundle up as you head out the door. Today offers a very similar weather pattern to what we saw yesterday, minus the afternoon sunshine. Instead, what we get is clouds taking over much of the region. Might catch a couple of peaks of sunshine early on, but notice what's happening down to our south and out to our west. Those warmer temps, those are associated with a little bit of moisture. That moisture is coming down in the way of snow once you hit about the middle part of the state. That's Interstate 90 and areas off to the south. That snow will slide its way to the east throughout the day, and that brings the chance of snow to much of the Palouse. Most locations pick up less than an inch by the time it comes to an end. This thing stays pretty far to the south and moves pretty fast, so by tonight, we're pretty much done with it. Most of what we see will fall early today and into the afternoon. For us, it's clouds. Maybe a late day peak of sun, but clouds as temperatures climb into the upper 30s. If it's sun you want, just wait one more day. We'll see it return in a big way tomorrow.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. Coming up now on 7:34. This morning, the West Valley School District is welcoming back more students to in-person learning. 5th grade students will return today on a hybrid schedule. Cohort A will attend school in person on Mondays, Thursdays, and every other Wednesday. Cohort B will attend Tuesdays and Fridays and every other Wednesday. So you can see the full phase-in plan on the West Valley School District website. It will also tell you who is already in school and what group is next. Tim?
All right, Jen, thanks so much. Well, there's been some confusion about what being in Group 1B really means. So this is mostly because not everyone who falls under this category is actually eligible for the vaccine. But some weren't wondering what that answer is, so we're going to break it down for you this morning, and we know it can be a little bit confusing. So we did speak to the Spokane Regional Health District, and they say providers in the Spokane area are receiving thousands of calls about the vaccine. Now a backlog is making it tough to move ahead in the distribution process. The issue is people in Phase 1A who want the vaccine still have priority, and many of them are still signing up. So when can folks in 1B actually receive the vaccine? Well, the health district says they're not sure, but it won't be until a majority of people in phase 1A get the vaccine first. Also, another slowdown is the 15-minute monitoring period for those who receive the vaccine. In some states, smokers have a better spot than others in the vaccine line. That's because they're more likely to get seriously ill from the COVID virus. Washington is one of those states. Our sister station in Seattle spoke with a doctor who understands why this might be seen as unfair.
Some people complaining that, you're a smoker, you can't quit smoking. But even if you quit smoking today, your lungs have been damaged, COVID-19, you're still at a high risk if you recently stopped smoking.
Well, he explained one of the reasons for prioritizing certain people for vaccines right now is to prevent the overcrowding of hospital ICUs. That means targeting people most likely to be hospitalized, and like it or not, that includes smokers. New Jersey actually bumped smokers earlier in the line than Washington. In that state, they're saying smokers must also have one other condition or illness to get priority. Joshua?
It is 7:36 right now on your Thursday morning. Here are 3 things you need to know about local sports news across the inland Northwest. First, a new wave of changes are coming to local high school sports. Idaho Governor Brad Little announced he is revising the State Board of Education's high school athletic plan to allow more spectators at games and matches. Now, Little says he's made his decision after seeing a weeks-long decrease in statewide coronavirus cases and hospitalizations. The State Board of Education will announce the specific details about those changes in the days ahead. And the next seasons of high school sports in Washington have also been announced. The WIAA says Season 2 will be spring sports and Season 3 will be winter sports. Now, the association reports that's because of the close contact nature of winter sports like basketball and wrestling, which are also played indoors. Season 2 will start practices on March 15th and end on May 1st. Season 3 will begin practices on April 26th and end on June 12th. We've also seen Season 1 start dates change, so none of this is set in stone right now. We will keep you updated on any future changes. Second, the Pac-12 has announced last night that Commissioner Larry Scott is mutually parting ways with the conference. Scott's last day will be on June 30th, and he was the conference commissioner for 11 years. WSU President Kirk Schultz and UW's president were just 2 of the 3 school presidents named in Pac-12's press release as part of a search committee for a new commissioner. Scott's time with the Pac-12 included its fair share of speed bumps. You might remember last fall, Scott paid himself and executives bonuses before announcing layoffs and furloughs for other Pac-12 employees. The search for a new commissioner begins immediately. And Spokane native Michael Chiesa won his first UFC fight in nearly a year this week. Chiesa, who was ranked 8th in the welterweight division, fought 9th-ranked Neil Magny in the main event of UFC Fight Night. He says he plans to return to the inland Northwest, but not without a warning for his fellow fighters.
As much as I love Fight Island in Abu Dhabi, I'm ready to get back to the mountains of Spokane, Washington. These guys should be worried. The next time you see me this year, I'm going to be a totally different guy. I'm going to be a totally different fighter.
The Spokane native had no trouble winning on Wednesday with a unanimous decision thanks to his wrestling style. And he isn't set to fight again until July, but Chiesa says he wants to fight top-ranked welterweight Colby Covington next.
A cool local tie there. Thanks, Joshua. A North Idaho performance group was featured in yesterday's inauguration celebration.
I am the originator and director of a fabulous group called the Red Hot Mamas.
After the break, we'll hear more from the director of that group and why she wants to spread joy.